Hello, it's Katie from loveyourleisure.com. Just wanted to do a quick video update to let you know how I'm getting on in my Project 52, a Lifeless Ordinary Challenge, whereby I've set myself the goal of taking 52 new classes in 2015, really just to help show you and inspire you that there's so much more to life than actually coming home from work or tired at the end of the day and just slumping from the television. There's so many things out there that you can go and enjoy. Hobbies that you can take up, classes that you can go to. I just wanted to really try them all out for you, give my feedback and hope for inspiring you to find something that you enjoy. So this week it was time for the 19th of my 52 classes and I took myself along to a knitting class. Now I think knitting has really got a bit of a bad rep. It sort of like conjures up images of grey-haired grandmas sitting in rocking chairs with the needles click-clacking away. But that's not really the case. The class I went to, there's about 5 of us in the class and we ranged in age from probably early 20s up to about 55. It was all females, but it was quite interesting to hear the reasons that people had actually come along to the classes. I think that knitting is something that is a really enjoyable pastime for people to do and you can create so much with it. Joe brought along, well, the class was actually held by Joe, who is from French Knots Craft Studio, whose sewing class I've attended previously, and it was held again at the Make It shop in Chorlton, where I've been to previously as well. It was a 2-hour class. I was a bit unsure of what we'd be able to achieve in 2 hours, but I needn't have worried because with Joe's clear instructions, I walked away knowing how to knit, and I'll show you what I created in a moment. So first of all, we sat down and Joe gave us a brief introduction to knitting. She showed us some of the items that she's been clever enough to make, everything from thin cotton knitted socks to the woolly jumpers to cushion covers, scarves, lots and lots of different things. And I think the great thing about knitting is that whatever you create, you know that there's only that particular one in the world because you choose the pattern and then you choose the wool, and then different people have different tensions when they knit, which impacts on how the finished item looks. So for our class we were actually going to be making some little knitted mice or some bunting, so really just basic triangular shapes. The reason for this, Joe said, was that it meant that she could teach us how to cast on, which is getting the first row of stitches onto a needle, then how to knit rows and count those rows to make sure that our finished product ended up looking like the pattern it was supposed to, and then also how to decrease our stitches to make shapes, and then also to cast off, which is actually taking the finished item off the needles at the end of the knitting. So we were sat down with our trusted knitting needles, which we're allowed to bring home, very exciting, and then we're shown how to cast on. It was really great having Jo there because she was able to help us with any lost stitches or if our wool got tangled or any questions that we had. Jo was really great at answering, and we were soon sat there chit-chattering away, knitting and producing some triangles which ended up looking like this. I've got to sew mine together to actually make the mouse. That's on my to-do list. It was a really enjoyable class, quite relaxing I would say after the initial stress of getting the stitches on the needle and learning how to knit. But I'd say it's definitely something that I would carry on doing. I think it must be very special to be able to produce a hand-knitted item for a family member or a friend or child. And I know that my mum, when I was younger, knitted jumpers and clothes for us, and then when we had our children, she made homemade cardigans and jumpers for them, which was really special. So I'd love to be able to do the same thing. It was a great class. I'd recommend it to anybody. I walked away with a newfound enthusiasm for wool and all things knitting. We're allowed to take the needles home, and I also purchased a couple of balls of wool. After the class, I had a couple of hours before my youngest daughter was due for collection from school, so I decided that I'd have a go at knitting her a blanket for her dolly's cot, and this is what I produced. I think that's pretty impressive for somebody who only learned to knit a couple of hours ago. My daughter absolutely loves it, and it just shows you actually that by just knowing those simple skills of casting on, knitting stitch and casting off, you can soon produce, you can imagine that could be a scarf if you carried on knitting. I think it's a really lovely relaxing hobby to do, especially in the winter when it's a bit too chilly to go out. You can knit yourself a lovely scarf or jumper. So definitely recommend a knitting class. If you need any further details, or if you're interested in taking up a knitting class, then please visit www.loveyourleisure.com. I will leave Jo's details on the bottom of the screen as well, so that you can check out if she's got any classes in your local area. Thanks very much, and I'll see you soon for class 20. Bye bye.